What's going on, beautiful people? So recently I did a video that covered like a lot of the smaller tanks in the studios, but I've got quite a few big ones as well. I've got what I would class as 5 big tanks. I've got four, I don't know why I've got to do the hand motion, to be honest. You know what 4 is? I've got 4 4-foot, have I? 1, 2, 3, yeah. I've got 4 4-foot tanks and 1 3-foot tank and 1 2 and a bit tank. Maybe we'll do all of those, we'll do all 5. Let's do a whole update in one video on all of those in quite a bit of detail as well, because there's lots goes on in big tanks, doesn't it? And I want to start with the African River Aquarium. This thing is just going nuts. It's looking perfect. I've hardly got any algae anywhere now as well. I'll show you in a second. We've got some weird things happening. Well, it's not weird, but it's not weird at all. I don't even know why I said weird. It's actually good. Here's the tank looking great. Oh, there's some bubbles floating along. I don't know if you can pick them up, but look, this is what I'm talking about. See that? Comes all the way at the top here. It's the plant attempting to create like a lily pad on the surface. It comes all the way and shoots up. That's actually the second one. I've already cut one off and it's grown straight back up again. The thing is though, if we allow this to stay at the surface, all it does is stop growing down at the base. So I will be cutting it because I want it to grow more bushy in this area. As much as I love the lily pads, I think the overall impression that you get from having the underwater tiger lotus plant is even greater than some lilies, you know what I mean? We've already got the floating plants now at the top here. That's way too bright. There we go, look. So this is the water lettuce and it looks absolutely great, doesn't it? It's all growing really well. That's new. That's all new, by the way. But over this side as well, we have got more sort of lily pad attempts from the red tiger lotus. Look at that one. It's curled up, but what it'll do is, it does that, I think, just so that it can be buoyant enough to, and not float around in any flow. It like floats to the top and then it opens out, but we're not going to let it. Especially with this red one, because look at that. Look, I want that to keep growing down there. Oh look, another new leaf coming out the bottom section as well. I want that one to keep growing. That looks so good in my opinion back there. And as much as I love the lily pads, I love the plant underwater a lot more. And just look at some of my big babies nowadays. They are not babies anymore. Teenagers? Are we calling them teenagers? Or, no, toddlers. They're toddlers now. Look at him. I'm pretty sure that's a him anyway. Come back. Oh, just do what you want. There you go. Oh no, this one. Look at this one. Look at that. Proper cribensis. You know what I mean? It's got the crib shape, and that one's got a circle at the back of that sort of top dorsal fin as well. The nice coloration. Everything you want to see. That's a proper crib. Look at you. But it's tiny. Look how small it is. Where's Daddy gone? I just saw Daddy, he went under. Oh, look at this. Look at, oh, no, you don't want to be filmed either. That was a bristlenose pleco, by the way. So yeah, the tank is looking the mutts nuts. I'd say we are down to sort of the minimal level of maintenance required now. It's just glass cleaning, that's all I have to do to this. I don't need to go in the filter at all, that's all good, that sorts itself out. And you know, the floating plants are really helping with all the water quality and that kind of thing anyway. We've got tons of plant mass overall, so we're just in a really good spot with this tank now. It's one of those that you can just sit back and enjoy, wipe the glass every now and again. Absolutely loving it. It's the first thing I come to, if I'm honest, as soon as I turn the lights on. I suppose it's because it's closest to the door. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my glass scraping game on. Up, down, don't scratch the glass. Keep in contact at all times, you know the score. One thing I do like to do though that works really well is when I get close to the substrate, I swoop upwards really quickly and that pulls any sort of trapped detritus and that into the water column. That's going to get sucked out then by the filters. This is one of the reasons why I always keep the filters on when I'm doing maintenance. I want all this stuff being taken out. If you're doing a massive water change, then yeah, you can turn them off and just do it that way, but I'm not doing a big water change. I'm actually just going to top the water up. And then lots of people always ask me, how comes you don't have sort of like a deposit line around the top of the tank? And that's because I use the razor blade in that area too. A little bit more pressure, a little bit more care and attention in that area, and it just keep on top of it, and it keeps it clean all the time. So basically what I mean is I never let it build up to a point where it is hard to get off. Prevention is greater than cure. And then an often overlooked area, the back of the tank, get down there as well, get that razor blade right into those hard to reach places, keep everything clean. And then it's time to snip these lily pads that are coming off the tiger lotus. I'm running the scissors down to the base area and just giving it one snip, and then it comes away. Easy as that really. I do feel a bit bad doing it, but also it's like you got to do it or you won't get the underwater plants. So swings and roundabouts. There's no swings or roundabouts. I don't know why I said that. And then all that's left to do is just top up the water level. With most of my tanks, I don't go right to the top, so I'll just leave like an inch. And that for me is just absolutely perfect. Total maintenance time on this one, 5 minutes, 10 minutes? No, 10 minutes, we'll say 10 minutes. So I think the tank is looking absolutely mental. I'm so pleased with how it's progressed. And I'm keeping the tint. Just the tint looks good, it looks authentic. Absolutely love it. There's no reason to start reducing that or taking it out. I did that last time and I kind of regretted it, and I was like, oh, I want it tint back because it makes it different from all the other tanks. Now, in terms of the fish, we've still just got those females there, the female Congo tetras. I'm still in the hunt for the males. Now, I'm going out this week. I'm gonna go to all the fish shops and see what they've got. Hopefully they've got them, and I'll just buy them straight away. I'll buy all of them and bring them back. That would be a cool video as well, being able to finally put the male Congos in. I have found some, I'm not gonna lie, but they've been tiny, and I just don't think it's not gonna do what I want. So you gotta do what you want, and what I want is the big Congo, the same size, not massive, not like the absolute beasts, but at least the same size as the females. Right now, on to my latest creation, the electric blue Acara tank. I made this very recently. It's been filled up with water for a few days, but it's only had fish in it for one day. So it's gone so well, it looks so good. You guys seem to love it as well, which is awesome. It's so rewarding when you put so much effort into something and everyone else enjoys it as much as you do. Now, because it's so new, I don't need to do any maintenance on it, but what I do need to do is test the water. It should be absolutely fine because it's got an established filter with it, but the thing is, the fish that were in it before didn't probably create as much of waste as these ones do. So just need to keep on top of it. It should be fine, but it's good to check these things. New setups I like to test all the time, to be honest. I probably do it way too much, but it's better to be safe than sorry, right? So we were suffering with the fish being a little bit scared in the build video. Eventually they came out, but it was only a short period of time, but you can see now, look, they're right out. They're already used to the tank and me. These two are actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. The other one, I only see it around the back. So if I come around the back here, hopefully he's there or she's there. She's normally in this little spot here somewhere. Are you here? Are you here? Are you hiding? Maybe you're coming out too. I mean, eventually they'll all just not be scared. Not there right now. But you know what? It is fantastic to see these two always out in the open here. And just by them being there, they'll sort of signal to the other one that it's all safe. We're going to get some more fish in here soon. We really are. What do you think would be a good schooling fish for this tank? I'm definitely getting cories because I absolutely love cories now. They're some of my favourite fish. I don't know how that happened just out of the blue, but I think a lot of people are passionate about cories as well. Oh, is that the... Yes, all three. That's the first time I've seen it. Yes, come on, yes, I'm so excited. Oh, sorry, I'm shaking the camera like crazy. Oh, look, you can see how Timmy, look, she hasn't even got bright colours because she's always hiding in that dark area. No, you have actually. Yeah, it's just maybe they're getting coloured up as well. Very shy. Look, come on, little one. Don't be shy. Come on, you can come out. Oh, well, that's good. That shows her I came out. Nothing bad happened. Look, it's almost like they're going back in. It's fine. You can come out with us. Come on, let's go. I don't know if they talk like that. I don't know what was. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, this is absolutely great because there's always that worry, isn't there, that it's not settling in. It's not going to eat. You know, all of that sort of things because. I'm presuming she's picking up food as it goes around the tank. I've fed the tank twice already. I mean, these guys, look, they come straight to the front already. So they know that I'm bringing the food for them. They know I'm safe. She's standing at the back, so a little bit of worry there. But I think everything's going to be absolutely perfect. Yes, I'm so pleased. Right, initial water testing then. Here is my test kit. Let's get a vial, preferably a clean one. Okay, a nice quick dip. Where are we at? Did I? No, I didn't. Every now and again, you absolutely nail it, but no, I've gone over. And now I've gone way below. It's always a fun game, trying to get, oh, perfect. Perfect, we're in. Right, the first test is gonna be ammonia. So we need 8 drops. Lid goes back on. Give it a little stir around so that's mixed nicely with the water inside. And then solution number 2, which is conveniently also 8 drops. But this one comes out fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, you gotta be careful. This one's a thinner solution, so like you barely need to squeeze it and it comes out. But yeah, everything in, all good. And then it's just a case of giving this one a good shake. You don't have to do this one for a long time for the ammonia. And then just put it to the side. Right, I'm now just finishing up the nitrate testing. That's why we're shaking. Hang on, let me just stop this. Right guys, here's where we're at. That's ammonia, no ammonia at all. What you'd expect to see with a filtered, with an established filter. That's nitrite. Blue means no nitrite, and purple means that you've got some nitrites. Again, what you'd expect to see with an established filter. And then this is the nitrate. It's basically saying nothing, and that makes sense because the tank is crystal clean. You know what I mean? There's no detritus build up. There's nothing like that. Obviously, there's going to be nitrates underneath all of the sand because I laid in the aqua soil and things like that. So there's going to be food sources for the roots, but there's nothing in the water column. Now, at this stage, you can either add nitrate or, seeing as we've got small fish that I want to grow up, I'm not sure which word I said then. But I'm just going to start power feeding them. I'm probably going to do it twice a day and just at the same time keep the monitoring going because obviously there's going to be a bigger load on the filter there, so we want to make sure that the bacteria is generating at the same rate as we're feeding. But that's going to be really, really cool for me. Just seeing these guys grow nice and big, nice and quickly as well. I mean, my biggest fish at the moment are Discus, but these are going to be second by the time they sort of grow out. I can't wait to see it. I'm pointing at nothing. They've just hidden. I don't blame them. I've just started sticking things in the water. They're probably looking out from in there somewhere going, what is this? What is this science test? So I suppose it makes sense to now move over to the Amazon aquarium. Now, if you look at the top here, look, we've got some big gaps coming on. The wife came in, she hacked it all back for me. It's looking, look at that. You see that there in the middle? That's not a wire or anything. That's one of the roots coming from this massive Monstera plant. See this? All of this here is all like new. This was all never here before. It's all going into the water, look, that way, and then behind this leaf here. This plant is absolutely insane, isn't it? Look at the size of it. I've sort of coaxed it into coming this way because it was trying to grow through the panels in the roof. Anyway, sorry, about the tank and about the fish. That's the main thing in this one, isn't it? Look at them. They're so cool. So this got a real nice tanned water to it. This tank, see, oh, it's too, like, I can't get the lighting to match because this is too bright and this is too dark. So look, if I come down for this one to be what it looks like, so it actually looks like that, then this one doesn't look how it looks like. It's nowhere near that dark. It's more like, okay, that's how I'm seeing the tank, which is really cool because what we've got is these spotlights. These are the LED floodlight spotlights. I always leave them for the link in every single description for my videos because people are always asking about them. It's the daylight one. It's the 6,500 Kelvin, something like that. So they're more sort of cool white. And then what happens is you've got a bit of tannins in the water and it actually creates that real life look, if you ask me. That's more like midday sunlight effectively. But what I'm liking here is that it's creating this little downward spotlight in just this area and leaving areas at the back here, you know, there's still some darkness, but it's illuminating the fish. I always go straight to them, don't I? The Colombian tetras. It's illuminating them so nicely. Look at how good they look. You get that really good glistening and that beautiful neon blue stripe on the top. The reds, they're just such nice fish, aren't they? And then you've got that really cool orange on the dorsal fin as well. So stunning. But yeah, this is one of those tanks. I don't do anything to it at all. I don't even clean the glass in this one, to be honest, because the lighting levels don't create any sort of build up of algae on it. It's just absolutely perfect. I don't do anything. It's just one that I can come in, enjoy, and do a nice good feeding on. And we should do that in a second. There's the standard way. What I like to do is in the power head, goes everywhere and the fish go nuts. Right, contenders, are you ready? Tap, 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 tap. They know it's coming. 3, 2, 1, go! Eat, 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 eat. Okay, well, the Bolivians aren't even seeing it. Okay, we're all seeing it now.
It's everywhere, everyone's going nuts at the same time. We've got the little mini piranhas, also known as the Colombian tetras at the top. They're going absolutely crazy. And this normally triggers for all of the cories and things to come forward. Even though it's not their food, they are sort of interested and they will come and have a little sniff around because they know there's food in the water column. Give it a few minutes and they'll be all over this whole area. So they won't be able to eat the flake, obviously, because it just floats around in the water column, and the cories don't dart around the top section like these tetras do. So we have to specifically feed for them.
And for them, I've got the aquarium sinking pellets. So I like to put them back here, then they'll work their way down. The other fish don't seem to eat them. They like spit them back out again. I don't know whether it's because initially they're too hard and they've just had flake and they don't think it's food, but most of that now, look, is all falling down, settling all these areas at the front here.
And that is perfect, to be honest, because cories love the leaf litter. I often find quite a lot of them in this section here. There we go, there's a panda starting to come forwards. Well, actually, all I can see at the moment is this male Bolivian ram. But yeah, there we go, we can see him now. Beautiful. Panda cories are so cute and stunning. They're pretty plain coloured, but they're just cute. I just love them. There we go, look, one of the plecos now, the bristlenose plecos, they're coming forward as well. Look how nice this one looks. I love the markings on this one. It almost looks like a golden nugget pleco, but obviously the spots aren't gold. Although they can have that sort of illusion of gold with this tanned water, can't they? So he knows that there's food about. Actually, she knows? Yeah, she knows. There's no bristles, so we know that that's a female. And at this size, they would start to have bristles. For comparison, here is my finger. So you can see it's a good size now. That was actually tiny when I first got it as well. Oh, I've just seen at the back there as well, the leopard cory. Where'd you go? I did see them. They're so shy. There we go. There's one of the leopard cories. So I think I got 3, didn't I, of those? I think I got 3? 3 or 6? Was it 6? No, I wouldn't have got 6. That'd be way too... I can't even remember, to be honest. So the leopard cories always hang around this section here. So this whole back section, you're not going to see it because reflections, but there's a whole gap in that area where the wood comes forwards, and they're always in that back section. They only really come out when it's feeding time. We've got more coming forwards now. Look, we've got the Adolphi, we've got another panda there. Back here, there's another Adolphi. So yeah, the cories stay quite hidden a lot of the time, certain species anyway. I'd say the Adolphi and the pandas are the least shy, and then it's the leopard ones that just always hidden. But that's okay, that's just part of having an ecosystem, isn't it? You're not going to see all fish all the time.
But you know what, that was actually pretty cool. That was a big feed-in, and straight away the food is gone. It doesn't last long at all with this amount of tetras in there. Tetras just go nuts for any food at any point. Like, I could do it again now and they'd all eat just as much straight away.
Now, one of the bits of maintenance that I do regularly have to do to the Amazon tank is that darn deposit at the top here from the evaporation of the water. That is literally it. That's all I'm going to need to do. Let's just do that really quickly now. And there we go, guys. That's the mineral deposit sorted, the water level topped up. Total maintenance time for the Amazon aquarium, 5 minutes. And that's in a whole month. As like I say to you guys, once you get an established tank, everything just goes really smoothly. Plants always help with this kind of thing as well. So in this instance, I haven't got a lot of planted plants. I've got a big sword there, but we have got the floating plants in the hornwort, and we've got all of these above water plants with their roots in the water, so they're just keeping everything clean. This tank could probably run without a filter at all, to be honest, because there's so much plants, so many plants doing so much work. Get plants if you haven't got them already.
So this is my Discus aquarium. It's 4 foot long. It's been running for nearly 6 months now. It's looking insane, isn't it? It's like a jungle sort of vibe, but not, because normally a jungle style tank has more sort of green. This has got everything. It's like a rainbow, including the Discus. I don't know, I just went for it. At the time, I was struggling to get plants, and then a lot come at once, and I just threw the kitchen sink at it, and I'm glad I did, because it creates a unique look, doesn't it?
So I'm not going to be doing anything in this video. I just want to give you an update on everything and how well it's doing, how well the fish are doing, because very recently we got babies in the tank. Well, they're not babies actually, they've been there for a while, but I've only just recently noticed them. And saying that, I've just seen some down in this section. Guys, come forwards. They probably won't because I've got a camera's stuck right here. Anyway, there's a load of Cory babies. Now, me being the greedy guts that I am, I want more Cory babies. So what I want to do in the next video is do like a breeding attempt video. I want to try and get more of these Corys, and one of the ways that we're going to do that is by doing a nice cool water change. Everyone says that's what you need to do, and I haven't done that in a long time. Last time I did that, I do remember there's quite a lot of Cory eggs dotted all over the glass and that. If that happens, I'm going to try and sort of harvest, is that the right word? It sounds kind of creepy. Harvest the eggs and put them into another tank to grow them out. I love Corys, I'd love to be able to have more of my own bred ones. But as always, we've got super healthy fish here. These are Stenker Discus. Well, they've been bred by Stenker is what I say. They're not a type of breed, they're just, that's where they're from. But, you know, they're really good quality, aren't they? I've got it too dark there. This is how they actually look. Look at that, they're such calm animals. You can just put your hands up, look, and these guys are so used to me now that they just, yeah, they're great. I can go in the tank as well, and sometimes they peck at my hands. I don't know if that's because they think I'm food, or if they're thinking, if I do this, he might feed us. There we go, there's a nice little baby there. See you later, fella. He'll go off and hide probably. Look, you can see there's an algae eater, Siamese algae eater there, and you can see for comparison of size, they're so nice. Look at them, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Cutest little things ever. I'd like to see them next to one of the parents. Hopefully they'll come in shot at some point.
But yeah, so far in the tank, I've only seen babies of the bronze Corys. Now, I'd really like to get some of the others. I've only got 3 of the albino kind, so maybe there aren't any females, or maybe they're all females. You know, it's hard to tell really, isn't it? I think moving forwards, what I'd like to do is set up proper Cory only tanks, maybe some just like specific breeding style tanks. I'd love to be able to get the stir-by babies. That would be the ultimate, wouldn't it? I mean, to buy stir-by Corys is quite expensive, like a big group of them, but if we can get them breeding, oh, a whole tank with say 100 of them, wow. So many of you will know this tank is the Ecosystem Aquarium, called as such because it's now not had a water change in nearly 8 months. And it just looks amazing. There's barely any algae on this tank. The only algae I've got is on the little bits on the wood. It's a really weird algae as well, but it doesn't bother me. It looks quite nice actually. So I set this up a little bit differently to the other tanks, the other large tanks anyway. So all the large tanks have got big filters, or at least, you know, appropriate sized filters. This one has got a tiny little sort of power head / internal filter. Basically it pushes some water around. It's not really doing a lot else, to be honest, but that's okay. That's not what I wanted it for. It does exactly what I planned, and that's keep that circulation going. Now the biological filtration is all in that substrate system, which looks quite shallow at the front here, but it actually is quite high at the back and in the corners, giving it a sort of concaved appearance, do you know what I mean? So the sides are built up and then there's that sort of distance in the middle. Yeah, it looks really good, I think.
So good, in fact, that I'm actually going to be setting one of these up at home in my home aquarium. It's one that I don't get a lot of time for, and this would be absolutely perfect. Look at that. Look there. Look at that shrimp just hanging on the side. No, not you. Come out the way. There we go. Look at that. Beauty. What a beauty that is. Anyway, yeah, so these are so easy, not only to set up, but also there's barely any maintenance apart from just wiping down the glass every now and again. It takes care of itself, and that's exactly what I need for the home aquarium, because after a long day in the studio, last thing I want to do is go home and start fiddling around with aquariums. I mean, I love them, don't get me wrong, but the kids are priority when I come home, and the wife, of course, and the wife later on in the day.
So that is all of my 4-foot tanks and a 3-foot tank, but there is still one tank and one little animal that wants to say hello to you still. It is Timmy. We haven't seen him for a while. Let's have a look.
And here is our little cutie. Timmy, what are you doing? Thinks he's on some sort of climbing frame. I assure you he's not stuck. Come on, just get down. Please prove that you're not stuck. Like, I know you're sort of struggling slightly, but why have you gone down there and wedged yourself? There we go. We're all good. We're all good. So look, I'm stepping closer to the tank. Look, he's in my hand. What does that mean, Timmy? This is the food time. I will bite this big fat juicy worm. No, we'll get you some actual food. So I like to feed him these really big sort of shrimpy things. And he also has a pellet as well, but this one I sort of alternate it. Today it's the shrimpy thing's turn. 1, 2. I like to just put 2 in there. Okay, Timmy, here you go. Like, he's pretty stupid. He doesn't see them straight away. I'll drop it, look. Oh yes, good boy. Saw it straight away. And the funny thing is, these white cloud mountain minnows also seem to think it's their food as well. He always takes it away and hides with it, look. I think he's got both in one there. Yeah, he's got 2 in 1. Oh, they're stuck together. Never mind. He'll eat them. He'll do his own thing. But yeah, the tank itself, look, doing really, really well. So since I put in the bristlenose plecos, I put 2 in there. You're not going to see them at the moment because I only rarely see them. There's so much rock work in all this tank that they just pop out every now and again. Timmy, some of you are concerned about Timmy eating them. He has got no chance of eating them. They're as big as him, for crying out loud. But you don't see him a huge amount of time. But look, you can see they've cleaned off a load of the leaves, and we've got some new ones showing there, looking really, really good. And then up the top here, let's just have a little look at the plants overall in the top section. Oh, his heat lamp's not on because it's still early, by the way, guys. But yeah, overall, this is doing good. Look at that brand new leaf right there. That's a stunning little leaf. I mean, I don't know if you guys get as excited about new leaves as I do, but anyway, yeah, it's just a little tick-along tank. It's really, really comfortable for Timmy in here, so I'm just keeping this as it is for a good while now. And a lot of you are saying get Timmy a friend, but I used to keep turtles. I kept turtles for 9 years, way before doing YouTube, and 2 in the same tank. They were fine for years and years and years, and eventually I came down one morning to a massacre. Now I don't want to experience that again, and he is more than happy in there. He's like, look, where's he going? You're climbing up. So quite often I'll be sat at my desk right here, look, which is next to here, next to the tank, and I'll just sit down. All of a sudden I'll just hear splash, and he keeps just sort of diving in and out off that top section. He doesn't come right out the water, he just sort of hangs on the edge and then launches in, almost like he's just enjoying it. But yeah, lots of movement from him. Look, he's a good little character. I absolutely love him. Why do you keep going back there? Why? I'm gonna have to do something about it, aren't I? If it's happening twice. Right, what about if I just... Right, there we go. I've pushed it back further. He shouldn't get stuck now. I mean, he wasn't getting stuck, but, you know. Oh, you're such a handsome little man, aren't you? Right, is he going to do it again? Look, way more space. Yeah, you're fine. Good boy.
So there we go, guys. There is a rundown of all my large tanks. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one. If you have, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.